Hi friends, in this lecture we will discuss about the interview experience of the company named Clix Capital the, and it is for the role of software developer. So let's begin the interview process. So the company is located in Gurgaon and the ambience of office is quite decent. You can say it's above average, right? And the work is in Java technology and the company is growing up. So they are building their product from the scratch. So the work must be interesting. So there were two rounds for the there were basically two technical rounds and one HR round, right? And first technical round was taken by their CTO. So let's begin the questions that he asked me in the interview. So the first question was, let's imagine there is one Excel file, right? Or you can say CSV or any file. And in that file, the data is something like employee and his corresponding manager, right? So the data is present something like employee and manager. So let's imagine that employee is Rahul and his manager is Suraj. Employee Suraj, his manager, let's say Virat, and another employee is Virat and his manager is, let's say, Dhoni, right? So the file is something like this, and what you need to do is you need to create hierarchy of the company. So you need to devise some algorithm to create hierarchy of the company. So in this question, the hierarchy would be something like this, that Dhoni would come on top because he is the manager of Virat and there is no manager of Dhoni. And then Virat will come under him, then Suraj will come, and then Rahul will come, right? So you need to create something like this using the file data. And so I provided him the solution, and the solution that he is expecting is, let me tell you what was the expectation for this solution. The expectation was you need to traverse this only once, right? So basically you need to traverse it only once and create one map. Along with that, the important point is, while you are traversing this, you need to identify the CEO or the head of the company. So in this case, the CEO or head of the company is Dhoni. So in first traversal, you need to identify who is the head of the company. And once you have identified who is the head of the company, then you can find it out who are their subordinates, right? So if you have created the map correctly, then you can find the subordinates of CEO. And if you have any other idea, any other solution, you can mention it in the comment, right? So the answer that he was expecting, it you need to traverse it only once. If you have any other solution for that also, just mention it in comment. So let's look into the second question that he was asking. Yeah, so the second question is, how would you sort a 1 terabyte file with only 1 GB memory, right? If so the so the challenge, if you see in this question, is the file is quite huge and memory is quite small. Memory is quite small. So you need to devise a way by which you can take the data in chunk and then create some file which is sorted. There is something called as external sort which you can use here. I suggest you to Google it, right, and understand the process completely, and that's the solution for this question. So these were two questions that the CTO of the company asked me from the technical point of view, and he asked me questions related to my resume. So those were basic questions. So let's look into the second round. Second round was taken by VP Engineering, and he asked me several questions. Let's look into the questions that he asked me. So the first question was, what are the scalability issues faced in previous organization. I suggest you to have a preformed answer for this question whenever you are going to any interview, because this is the problem which each of the company is facing, and they are not able to retrieve the exact solution. Always they want to have a guy who has faced these issues, and he can handle such issues in an easy way. So if you have worked on Hadoop, or if you have worked on any other NoSQL, right, and maybe Elasticsearch search or distributed caching, then it would be helpful. Or if you haven't worked on any of these, then if you can fake it, then it's also then it will also work, right? You just need to devise some ways. Don't just say that I haven't faced any scalability issues in my organization. Say I have faced certain scalability issues. You can certainly devise the solution for this. If you have worked for even 1 year in any company, then you can see many scalability issues, right? If the data is getting increased, then maybe you have changed your SQL queries, then maybe you have changed the way maybe you are fetching the objects from your database, right? And the second question was, have you used any Java 8 features? So this is also another important question. If you are a Java developer, they expect you to have some knowledge about the lambda expressions, functional interfaces, right? And yeah, and if you are telling any Java 8 feature, then then do then they will ask you some question on that also, right? So don't say just any feature of Java 8, and don't say it for the sake of saying it. You should know the importance of also of that feature. So if you don't know about any feature in detail, then better is not to say about it. Then the next question was, have you used any queuing mechanism in your application? So you can say some queuing mechanism, maybe Kafka, maybe RabbitMQ, or any other queuing mechanism if you have used. If you haven't used any queuing mechanism, then you can say I haven't used about it. But if you are saying about any queuing mechanism, then be careful to they will ask you several questions on that. Next question that he asked me was, design a vending machine system. So he gave me sufficient time for this. He asked me what all classes will you make, what will be the attributes in those classes, and what would be the functions in those classes. So if you are creating one vending machine, maybe for, let's say, one product class might be there, right? Then you can have your own other classes also, and maybe some attributes inside it. So this would be your product class. Then there would be one important user class. Don't forget to mention about it. This user class is important because there would be one administrator who will take out the money and who will fill the products also, and there would be other users who would be consumer of this vending machine, right? And you can have something like, if you are having product here, then you can have some other class also, product price class, which would tell the price of the product. Or if you want to mention the price in product only, then that would also work, right? And you need to have functions like taking out money, acceptable notes, taking out money, right? Acceptable notes or currencies. So as I mentioned here, don't forget to create user class, which would be used for the administration purpose. The administrator would load items and take out money. I have just told you about the basic things that you need to be careful about the vending machine. You might have your own ideas, and you might be having some better principles about it, better ideas, and better maybe you can use better designs also. It's always better if you can implement some design pattern in that, maybe singleton somewhere, maybe factory pattern, abstract factory pattern, builder pattern, right? If you can apply those patterns in this example, then that would make interviewer really happy about it, right? Maybe that's not the very efficient solution, but if you are able to apply those design patterns, then it would give you extra points, I'm telling you, right? So these were the main questions that were there in the technical rounds. And last round was with HR, and he asked me about the basic salary details and why you want to join, questions related to that. So thank you for watching my video. Please like and share my videos, and don't forget to subscribe my channel. That would motivate me to add more videos. Thank you, friends.